Hello everyone, my name is Christian Duke, my website is progressiveactivist.com, and today I want to talk about a very serious issue. I want to talk about the progressive movement and the very honest, very real, very important fight to protect water at Standing Rock. You know, I've been a socialist since as far back as I can remember. At 14, I was in Little Haiti fighting for Haitian democracy. Throughout my teen years, fighting against the Cuban embargo, I remember I was in 8th grade and I was sent to the principal's office because I was defending the Nicaraguan Revolution. You know, the reason why I'm saying this is because everybody now is very comfortable with the term socialist, democratic socialist, progressive, leftist. Everybody now thinks that it's the coolest thing. I remember my first year of law school. I've always been big into politics. I remember my first year of law school. I went with a friend. She's still my friend today. She's a Democrat, a liberal maybe. And we were going to a Detroit City Council meeting. This was back during Kwame's days and Monica Conyers' days, and there was a lot of stuff going on there. And I remember on the way back, she said, "Do you really identify as a socialist?" And I said, "Yes." And I remember her asking me if I loved my country. And I said, "Of course, that's why I'm a socialist." And then she said, "Well, if you really are a socialist, would you ever consider leaving the country?" I said, "Why? Why should I leave the country?" And that happened in 2009. In the 90s, it was a lot worse because people believe that if you're a socialist, you're somehow un-American. And it wasn't cool to be a socialist for a long, long time. You know, it was worse than not being cool. My mom was part of Dr. Salvador Allende's government in Chile. She had friends that were disappeared. That's what we call when the government basically kidnaps someone, takes them to a black site, tortures them, and then kills them, and you never see them again. There's no cemetery to go lay flowers on a tombstone. No one knows where they are. So, you know, I come from a family that not only was it not cool to be a socialist, it could cost you your life. So, now that I see so many young people, millennials, Gen Xers, baby boomers, suddenly, or possibly for the first time ever, embracing socialism, democratic socialism, social activism, you know, going to Standing Rock and seeing people take a stand against BIA, take a stand against the federal government, take a stand on behalf of the Native Americans, that's very powerful. And it's something that, you know, I know all too well because I've been doing stuff like that my whole life. Taking a stand for oppressed peoples, taking a stand against the rich and powerful. But it's not something that I've seen so many other people do. And so my point is, there's a lot of people that are becoming very popular, and there's a lot of people that I believe are maybe lining their pockets to a certain extent. And I don't know if it's because they truly care. I mean, you know, like I said, the fight at Standing Rock is very noble, and it's very important to protect the water. And all of the nations that have answered the call have done so because they realize the importance. But we also can't forget that, you know, there's other reservations where there's a lot of need. Pine Ridge is the poorest reservation in the country, and it's just in South Dakota. How many of the people at Standing Rock that are progressives have been to Pine Ridge? How many have been to the Navajo Nation? How many have been to the places in Oklahoma that aren't even reservations because they don't have reservations in Oklahoma? They have this whole like bizarre system that of course includes all of the injustice and the unemployment. It includes it all, unfortunately. Have they been to these places? You know, when you're in Standing Rock, realize that AIM is there. Okay, the American Indian movement is there. Okay, the movement that had Russell Means, the movement that had Leonard Peltier, the movement that was, inspired bands like Rage Against the Machine to pick up instruments and sing protest songs and take those protest songs around the world. That movement is there. Anytime, any place, that movement is there. So when I see people from AIM standing shoulder to shoulder with progressives who, honestly, before Standing Rock, I don't think ever fought for a Native American issue in their life, much less have been to a Native American reservation in their life, on the one hand, it's inspiring because it makes me believe that people really care. But on the other hand, Standing Rock has also become a very fashionable cause for a lot of non-Indian progressives. And I hope that this is only the beginning. And I hope that they take a sincere interest and go to places where maybe there aren't a lot of non-Indian people protesting. And that if and when Standing Rock is resolved, that they will take an interest in bettering the lives of men, women, and children on reservations. Reservations, let's not get it twisted. Reservations are basically no different than refugee camps where Palestinians are forced to live, or Bantustans where black South Africans are forced to live. Living on a reservation is not glamorous. Okay, Prairie Nights is a beautiful lodge. They have great food. They have great gaming, amazing accommodations. Prairie Nights is not basically the way that everyone at a reservation lives. Okay? There is insane unemployment. There's a lack of jobs. There is a lack of infrastructure. And even in a land that is the reservation, you would think that's sovereign land. It is sovereign land, but in reality, it's controlled by BIA. And BIA is basically FBI in a different uniform. Okay? That's really what it is. And so, even at the reservations, the injustice is rampant. Even at the reservations, land is taken without just compensation. Even at the reservations, there's discrimination. And some might even say even more so than off the reservation. So, I think it's very uplifting to see non-Indians fighting and taking a stand. But there's a way to do things. My good friend, Spirit Windwalker, is taking a stand in the way that I would have taken a stand, in the way that I did take a stand for the week that I was there. There are other people, however, that have made Standing Rock sort of their HQ for everything that it is they're doing. You know, and I just hope that those people in the future will continue to show the Native American movement for social justice the same level of concern as they do Standing Rock. But I will end with saying that if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised.